And we want you to clap one more time, a big clap. So we're live. This is the first of its kind, and we're very excited for the SPEFICon. And as it has already been mentioned, SPEFI stands for spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, and intellectual holistic well-being. We want to be that all the way around. And so we're very excited today because the topic that we have been given is success in business. And most of you already know that entrepreneurship right now is a huge thing that has just swept through the nation. It's global, and entrepreneurship as well as small business owners, that's an amazing thing that we have embraced. And so most of you all are here. You are business owners, you're small business owners, and one thing that separates the small business owner from the entrepreneur is that the entrepreneur is consistent in coming up with things that are creative and things that actually expand their business. So when you talk about being spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, and intellectually sound, you want to make sure that as an entrepreneur that you have all of that wrapped together, because there is absolutely no way that you can be financially sound and then you're emotionally imbalanced. So it's always good to provide a balance. So today, our topic for coffee and conversations, we put that out there, is Transformers. Everybody say Transformers.
Transformers.
Transformers. We used to hear it on cartoons. It was Transformers, more that meets the eye. More than meets the eye. And what you want to hear in that word is the word transform. Everybody say transform.
Transform.
That means to completely change. And so what we want to do today, we want to hopefully inject you with some motivation that will cause you to change the way you're doing your business, to change the way you are looking at things, to change the way you have embraced being successful. Now, there are many roads to success. There are many definitions that have been given to success. And the one thing that I have found is that success is what you make it. Success is measured. Some people think that they have reached a measure of success just because they have a well family. Health is on their side. Some people measure success in the amount of money that they have. Others measure success in the amount of materialistic gain that they have been able to come into. However you measure success, what you have to understand is that it takes all of the spiritual, physical, emotional, and financial and intellectual balance to make all of that come into play. So what has come to mind in being intellectually sound and this entire SPEFICon conference, the one thing that I keep hearing in my spirit is that, beloved, I wish above all things that you be in health and that you prosper even as your soul prospers. So even in the scripture, God does not have an idea of us being so spiritual that we are naturally imbalanced. So he says, I want you to be in health. Why? Because you can have all of the money in the world, and if you are not in good health, there's no need for that particular financial increase, simply because it's very difficult to use that money when you're laying flat on your back. So he says, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper. So I'm not afraid of the word prosperity. Everybody shout out prosperity.
Prosperity.
Is everybody in here scared of prosperity?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. So if you want to be prosperous, I just want to hear you shout again, prosperity.
Prosperity.
Prosperity is something that is given to those who are willing to work for it. You cannot be lazy in this journey of being successful in business. If you are an entrepreneur and you're sleeping all day, you're not ready for entrepreneurship. If you're an entrepreneur and you have not discovered additional ways, additional streams of income, additional things that set you apart in the marketplace, you're not ready for entrepreneurship. And I can just go out on a limb and say that. Most of you over here, nothing that we have on these tables is outside of, we're not the first person. What I'm trying to say is we're not the only people doing what we see on these vendor tables. Am I right?
Yeah.
You have to find a way in the marketplace to create a difference and be someone who can say, yes, I may be selling cookies, but how can my cookies be the best cookie on the market. What can I do to set my cookie apart? Is it putting it in a different color piece of paper? Is it presenting it a different way? I will tell you this. I was a waitress for 11 years. And in that time frame, one thing that I learned, that it's all in presentation, how things are packaged. You can serve chicken fingers and French fries in a red basket and no one would want it. But once you put those same chicken fingers and French fries on a china plate, everybody thinks it's a gourmet meal. So it's all in presentation and it's all in perception. So your perception is 100% reality in the world of business. So we want to be able to transform how we do business. And so one thing about it is the Lord has given all of us the ability to go out and to access additional streams of income. Legally, that is. Right? He's given us the ability. We are no different from any person. The only thing that separates my $1 million from the next person's $20 is drive, tenacity, determination.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So if you are determined, if you have a drive, and I'm just speaking millions in the atmosphere for me. I don't know about you, but if you ready to be a millionaire, I want you to give it up for yourself. I'm speaking it. I want to be somebody who can motivate the masses on how to just take control. There are some things that are out of our control, but there are a whole lot of things that are in our control. And what we have to know how to do is embrace that control. And at this time, I'm going to control this microphone, and I'm going to give it over to Vincent. And I'm going to allow him to, not allow him, but you all understand what I'm saying. I'm going to let him give some words of inspiration and encouragement. So one more time, give it up for Speffy Khan. We're live here with Coffee Conversations with TK at the Rock Church Shreveport. And I am very excited about that. So at this time, let's give it up for Vincent.
God bless you. I am so excited. First of all, thank God for Pastor Eric and Sister Dezetta, First Lady Dezetta Daisy, I call her. We thank God for them for allowing us to be here in the city of Shreveport, Louisiana. We got here about 3 o'clock in the morning, so we thank God for that last hour because we knew that God took us on in here. But I'm so excited to be here at this conference because spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, intellectual, all of these things we need to group together in order to be successful in life. Yes, I understand you can take some of them out, but when you take some things out, it doesn't add up, it doesn't act right. If you're baking a cake, I don't cook cakes, but I understand that if you bake cakes. Cook cakes, bake cakes, make cakes, same thing. It's a cake. But I understand that if you leave a certain ingredient out, mothers, I know y'all will go to somebody's house and you'll take that cake and you'll be like, Reverend, you did good. But you tried. But this cake doesn't taste right. When I used to clean up, I used to, mama be gone to work all day long, and I figured I'll get in the house and clean up, and I get that Clorox, bleach, and Comet. We used Comet back in the day. I don't know if y'all know about Comet and Ajax. But we used Comet and Ajax, and I thought I had that bathroom cleaned, and my mama would come home and be like, baby, you did a good job, but you left something out. And even in these things that this pastor has and First Lady of this church, all of these things we need all together to be who God has called us to be. That's right. If you have a vision, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have a passion for something, you need to go after it. Yes, go after it. Don't look at your financial situation, but you need to go after it. You don't need finances to write things down. All you need is a piece of paper and a pen. The scripture says, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. The first thing you have to do is have a mindset. Your mind has to be set in the right place. Spiritually and physically. You got to have a mind to want to do that what you want to do. When Takita saw a t-shirt, she says, I want to do that. We went and researched and made something. It wasn't 5 years until we bought a new machine. We did what we had to do with the finances, and God has blessed us. So the first thing you have to do, you have to have a right mindset. And once you have your right mindset, then you have to have a will to do. Yes, you got to want to do it. You can't be lazy, like Takika said. You can't be want to sleep all day long and then get up on Saturday mornings and watch, when I was coming up, the cartoon. And yes, ma'am, thank you so much. Got a little excited. You know, I'm a preacher now. I get excited when I grab this mic. Hallelujah. But you have to have a mind to do. It has to be in your heart. It has to be in your heart. You're not going to feed someone on the street. You're not going to take somebody in your house without a heart to do. I was 12th grade without a place to stay. I had someone, a couple of families take me in. They didn't have to take me in. My folk were right around the corner, but they had a heart. And their heart allowed me to stay there with them. So you have to have a mindset. You have to have a heart. You have to have a will to do. You have to be prayerful in everything that you do. You want God to lead you and guide you in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yes. Then you have to prepare yourself. How is it that I'm able to financially support that what I'm trying to do? Don't try to go out and buy everything. Takita and I didn't go out and try to buy a whole building so we can have. No, we did what we had to do. Takita, I used to mess with her all the time because she always popped the trunk. And I always told her, I said, girl, we've been popping trunks since we were young. You come from Colorado, I'm in Memphis. I'm used to popping the trunk. But you know, it was in other ways back then. Thank God for deliverance here. But we always popped the trunk. And so I thank God for Takita because she didn't stop. She was persistent in what she had to do. And I want you to be in pursuit. Go hard after the thing that God has called you to do. Do not be scared to go after it. Yeah. Don't be scared. Let me tell y'all a secret. The first machine that I bought cost me $149. And I got it from a pawn shop. But machines were $1,500 and $2,000 if you allowed it. But with prayer preparation, God allowed us to be able to go after that thing. Go after, see it, and go after it. And then once you go after it, I want you to believe in it. Believe in yourself. You have to believe. This is a main point for me. Believe in yourself. Most people who are successful in business are successful because somebody didn't believe in them. And now people are coming all the way from the back talking about, well, you and I talked to Daddy too. Yeah. I helped you create Facebook. Yeah, I helped you. People will come from your past and you don't even know who they are anymore. They done picked up weight and everything. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know who you are. But we talked about it, but you didn't believe in me. And when you didn't believe in me, I am a person who was told when I was young that you would never be anything. They actually used the word amount to anything. I'm still trying to figure out what amount to mean. But anyway, that was just an old term back in the day. But I was told that you would never be anything. My drive, my energy was what you told me I was not going to do. And the fact when you told me that, I had to. Anybody in here ever been told you were not going to be anything? Oh, I know there's some people in here. Right. I know we all coffee conversation, but y'all give me an amen. Amen. You were told you were not going to be anything, but look where you are now. Look where you are spiritually. You know you grown spiritually. I'm about to give you the mic to keep them. We both can talk. You know you grown physically. We have to take care of our bodies and take care of our health. I used to be 290 pounds. I'm down to 250 now, praise the Lord. Because I'm trying to take care of the physical body so I can do the spiritual things, so I won't have emotional issues at night crying for no reason. Ain't nobody even said nothing to me. I'm in the room by myself, just crying. What's going on with you? Financially, We want the finances. We want God to bless us. I'm going to drop something on y'all. I want y'all to listen to me. Listen to this well. You do not, I believe in prayer, but you do not have to run around, pray hard for 8 hours to ask the Lord to give you a car and a house if you got your credit together.
Come on, brother.
I said something.
Yes, you did.
If you got an 850, that's the highest score, right? If you got an 850, you can go get whatever you want.
That's right. Yeah.
They can rap a music artist so you can have whatever you like. You won't have to worry about praying for that Benz. It's going to come. It's already there. Just look at my credit score.
That's right.
It's 850, 700. So we have to work on the basis of things. Spiritually, physically, emotional, financial, and intellectual. My last thing, and I'm done. I'm going to hand this mic over to Takita because she's on fire, and I know she's ready. Let me say something about just being intellectual anyway. If you guys, and most of my friends probably know me back in the day, and y'all want y'all to leave y'all past in the, in the back, they know me. And when they knew me back in the day, I was a street child. I grew up in the hood. And I had a certain dialect. I still, folks switch to Spanish and they switch to English. I could switch to hood at any given moment because that was where I come from. I know how to talk a little hood. I know how to go there, and I can understand. Sometimes people be like, what is he saying? I'll explain to you later. But when God changes your life, be ye transformed by the renewing your mind. When God changes your life, everything changes.
That's right.
Everything. I used to get a little upset sometimes when Takita moved in and we got married and she was using these words I thought she was making up a lot of times. Like, why are you making up all these words? Why didn't you just say this rather than that? She said, no, why didn't you say this rather than that? So I do thank God for allowing this partnership. We're not only married husband and wife, but this is my business partner as well. So you have to have someone that I took over this girl's show. Coffee and Conversation with TK. But anyway, since I'm just a guest, I'm going to pass the mic. God bless you.
Thank you, Vincent. And we're going to wrap this portion up because we do understand that this is a conference and we have some other things that I'm excited about. Anybody excited about what's coming next? I'm very excited about what's coming next, but I do want to just to end with this. I want to just wrap it up by saying that we do need to embrace balance. Everyone say balance. 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 I just want to just put this out there. I want to put it in the atmosphere. Take care of your business. Yes. Take care of your business. And I'm not just talking about a business venture. I am saying when we are talking about being financially sound, sometimes that just literally means, as Vincent was just stating, clean up your credit. Answer the phone. Talk to the creditors. Communicate with them. They will work with you. Don't be upset with them. You spent the money. You did it. Clean it up. Let's get ourselves in a prepared position to move forward. Get your insurance in order. Health insurance. Life insurance. We should not just talk about life insurance when someone dies without it. Life insurance is a morbid subject, but let's get ourselves together. The one thing that I have just been impressed to really talk about is us being balanced financially and balanced with insurance. We preach, we shout, we dance, we come to church, and once someone dies and they don't have insurance, I'm really trying to understand, what were we doing? All these years, you don't have one policy. Alex Trebek comes on with MetLife and all of these, the $2 a month, so they say. Find someone that you trust that can help you with an insurance policy. Let's get our business in order. Let's get our business straight. Let's not leave here broke. Busy and broke don't belong in the same sentence. And if you have a product and you spent money, but you don't have people purchasing that product, you're bankrupt.
Amen.
You have to have people.
That's right.
To finance products, right?
Yeah.
And to let you know that what you have invested financially is right.
Yeah.
So get your business in order. Let's not be walking around here with teeth that's falling out our head because we can't afford to go to the dentist. But you wearing the latest and greatest in St. John.
My Lord.
Say it.
Now we got these braids. I mean, we looking fabulous too. We looking all the way fabulous. But your health is suffering because you can't go to the doctor.
That's right.
We have to get ourselves together. And then, like he said, we put everything on God. We want him to do everything for us. One thing T.D. Jakes said, God never made a chair. He helped plant trees.
That's right. Amen.
He never built a table.
Amen.
He gave you some bark out there.
That's right.
Right?
Right.
He didn't physically erect buildings. He gave men the mindset and the intellect to engineer those things.
Amen.
So what that tells me is that we have to do something. Okay? We have to do it. Make sure that your children are secure. They got all kinds of stuff. There's absolutely no way in the world that your child should not have to choose whether they can go to college or not because you have not prepared for 18 years.
That's right. Amen.
But we can wear Brazilian hair.
Amen.
I mean, those bundles cost. They cost $200 and $300 a bundle.
Amen. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm $49 a packing out.
That's right. That's right.
$49.99. All 4 of my bundles come in one pack.
My Lord.
And I just got a fire beautician that just know how to make it look like Brazilian.
Amen.
But all I'm saying is we have to prioritize. That's all I'm saying. I'm not knocking being fashionable because my cousin is absolutely fashionable.
Woo!
So I'm not just talking about men. I'm not talking about women and hair. I'm talking about men as well. Because we'll spend money on cars, television, digital items, and we don't have our business straight. So I've been led to really just talk about just getting your business straight. And I will share this one testimony with you. My aunt right now is able to afford the best in healthcare because she took care of her business.
Yeah.
Amen.
You don't have to just go to the county hospital. You don't have to settle if you take care of your business. Am I right?
Amen.
So let's clap for that. Let's just clap for that. We're going to take care of our business. I just want to put that out there so that we can remain balanced. We're going to be back with Coffee and Conversations with TK. I do thank you so much for this time. Thank you for tuning in. Everyone, thank you so much. We are here live at the Speffy Con right here at the Rock Church Shreveport. The Rock Church in Shreveport. That's where we are. Yeah, we're in the Rock Church in Shreveport. We're all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. I thank you so much for tuning in. Let's give everyone a hand that's here. Thank you, audience. You've been absolutely phenomenal. This is the first of many. Thank you for allowing us to expand. This is what it's all about. Everybody just yell expansion. Expansion. Anybody excited about moving higher? Spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, and intellectually. Let's now welcome my cousin, our pastor of the Rock Church, Memphis. His name is Eric Williams. I'm just going to let him come on my show, all right? He's on my show. My show. And Daisy, yes, First Lady Gisela. She's been recording. She's been the one that's been going live. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And again, thank you to the live audience. I'm just so excited that we had this opportunity. Thank you so much. Tune back in with Coffee and Conversations. We're going to have a recap a little later on today. And we thank you so much. We're excited about what we're getting ready to hear. Give yourselves one more hand of praise.
Let's give it up for Elder Carter. Elder Carter, amen. Let's give it up. Come on, y'all. Let's give it up for them. We're super excited about it. Everyone say SpeffyCon. Come on, say it again. SpeffyCon. Amen. And we're excited about the conference. And we want this conference to impact every single area of our life. So often in church, we just only talk about the spiritual. But if we're going to make an impact on our community, how many of you want to change your community? Not just you're four and no more. But I'm talking about your community. That's the people at your workplace, the people in your family. We need God to impact every single area. And when you see the logo, you probably see the logo everywhere. I even have it on my jacket. Because we're excited about what we want God to do. We want God to change every single area of our life. Amen?
Amen.
And God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ask or think. If we can just begin to think and believe God for even greater, God wants to do even greater things. How many of you believe in God for greater?
Amen.
You don't want to just settle for average. You know, so often we travel, my wife and I, we travel, we've gone to places around the world, and I come back home, I'm like, God, why is it that other cities can be blessed? Why is it that they can have industry? Why is it they can be business owners and we can't have it in the house of God? I believe if anybody should be wealthy, it should be the people of God. You all believe that in your spirit. And one of the ways that we are empowered is through education. I can't tell you how blessed I am because of an education. That's right. My mom just instilled in my brother and I that you got to go to school. And she even told me, you're not getting married till you go to college.
That's right.
And the day I graduated from college and I got my diploma, she took it away from me. I'm like, that's my diploma. I worked 4 years for that. She took it from me because she was just that excited about education. So with us today, we have Miss Dia Langston, and she has a wealth of knowledge. If you're thinking about going back to school, or you may be a little afraid about it, she literally holds people's hand, have them fill out the paperwork, have them make sure they go into class, those things. She is very hands-on, and she's very approachable. Sometimes, when you go to a university, when I first went to college, I didn't have that hands-on experience. But Dia will help you go back to school, show you what to do and how to do it. Let's give it up for Miss Dia Langston of Grand Canyon University. Amen. And it's available online.
Thank you all so much for coming on, logging on with me today. We are at the SpeffiCon here at the Rock Church Shreveport, and I'm very, very excited. This is the first of something definitely new. I came on live today, and we were actually in a talk show setting. We have a live audience today, and I'm just very excited about what God is doing with Coffee and Conversations with TK. There are some amazing things happening. And I'm just really excited. The Lord gave me this to do a year ago. And I just went forward with the vision that God gave me. And I can only tell you that God has opened many doors, and He has definitely just made a provision for us. So we're here at the SpeffiCon. Speffi stands for spiritual, physical, emotional, financial, and intellectual. We want to be whole in all of those areas. So I do appreciate you all for coming on. Everybody that has joined in with me. I'm looking forward to doing some live sessions, even in the city of Memphis. So if you would like for us to come, please let us know. We'll come with your live audience there, and we will talk on the topic of your choice, and we will just be there. So I'm thanking God for the expansion. Like I said, it's new. I'm excited. Thank you all so much, and I look forward to the things that the Lord has in store for you as you continue to pray with me on this venture. Thank you so much, Pastor Smith. I appreciate that, and everyone who's been watching this morning. Again, this was something new, and again, I'm looking forward to it. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. And I'm very excited. I'm going back into the SpeffiCon. So thank you all for coming on. God bless you. I love you, and take care.